so I didn't always start off being overweight, but I got very busy. Then I started comfort eating. Then I
Mm,
was, really stressed doing a lot of work.
mm,
Then then I was comfort eating. So I was eating all the things I ought not to eat.
mm,
I had a thing for red meats. I had a thing for Ikoyi suya. Almost every night I would eat suya, then I'll work, deep into the night, like 2 a.m. in the morning. Then I'm having red meats, then I'm having malt drink on it. So I was not very really an alcohol person, but it was just all the wrong food. A lot of fatty food, high carbs, a couple of times. And that was it. But it was crazy because I was breathless. I was always breathless, never felt myself. I lost the ability to be able to do the things I loved. I really loved to play football. I really loved to run around. But when I was overweight, then I couldn't do a lot of those things, and it hurt me so bad. It really hurt me so bad. And I remember even times. So I tried playing football. I joined like a five-side team in Lekki. I would always go there Sunday evenings. But I was breathless in a couple of minutes, and it hurt me so much. I was big. I was
mm,
overweight. And I wasn't feeling myself at all. So it was a big one. It wasn't a good place to be at all. Then the clarion call came. Um, I had a heart scare. My heart was piling up too much weight, so it was overworking, and obviously blood pressure shooting up and all of that. And I had to take drastic changes in my life. So drastic changes was seeing a nutritionist, got a dietitian, and they gave me an option that it was a very hard work for me to do, and was I ready to do it? And I said, you know what, I just wanted to do it because I wanted to change. So they wrote out a diet plan for me that was one of the hardest in the world. That was supposed to cut off a lot of salt intake, reduce carbs, have a meal a day. Then I was supposed to have 3 to 4 detox sessions, which was really gruesome. So I was cutting out salt a lot, from my diet. And I had to like train my taste buds. So my taste buds were practically learning something new, you know. Then I had to learn how to cook anew. At first, I was transitioned with a chef that watched me and looked at how much, you know, of this new field I have to eat because it was also part of the treatment I was going through, I was having. So I had a chef that worked with me. Then I had to train me on how to cook my meal. Then I had to take a lot of things out. So the very first thing that I took out was fizzy drink. So I've not had a bottle of Coke or Fanta or any fizzy drink in the last 2 years. The only drink I drink that is in a bottle is probably bottled water. Uh, every other thing I drink has to be organic. Then I had to cut that out. And I had to train my taste buds, for the kind of meals I have now. Then I had to remove a lot of, what's it called? Oil, because that was another one that was affecting, the heart and all of that. So no oil. At first, I started off with, a little olive oil, but these days I hardly use oil. So there's a way they cook my meals. You just use the broth of the protein to cook my meals. And except on cheat weekends. Okay, so now I traveled, I was away, so I had to have normal food cheat weekends. But the thing is, this weekend, so because I had a lot of cheat food, cheat weekends, I had normal food like I'll eat. Um, so tomorrow is going to be my detox day to clear out my system. So I'm just pretty much going to have smoothies, my beetroots and my watermelons and all of that and my pineapples just to clear out the system. Then I'll now start, you know, probably it will be till tomorrow, a day after tomorrow before I now introduce. So probably tomorrow I'll just have a fruit fast, a lot of bananas for energy and all of that. So to cleanse my system, then I go back to my diet again. Uh, that has pretty much, been my journey. But, what I tell people is the discipline, the capacity to be disciplined, because there were other people too that got my meal plan, but they couldn't have the discipline I had. And the can-do spirit, and the fact that I just told myself that I wanted to get this done once and for all, come what may. And when you look at it truly, that's the hardest part. It's also helped me deal with stress better. God knows I'll have probably knocked out. I'll not, if I was still big, I'll not be able to do the session because I flew in, got in from Asaba today. I've had 5 meetings, since I got here. Literally dropped my bag in the house, went for another meeting, and I kept on going for meetings and meetings and meetings and meetings and meetings and things like that. So it's also helped me manage stress better. And when you feel fitter, you feel, leaner, you can do a lot more. And generally, it's just, and the mood too, because being big used to be very depressing, because it affected the mood. But I see I'm pretty much, my mood is lightening up. My mood pretty much is lightened up a lot lately, since I lost a lot of weight. So it's the best place to be, working out the metabolism. Then apart from this, then I also add a lot of fat burning exercise. So I do a combined. Now I'm beginning to bulk up. Hence, a lot of people refer you're big. So I'm doing a lot of weight training. I'm doing a lot of push-ups. I mean, I do like 100, 120 push-ups depending. This morning I still managed about 80 to 100 push-ups. But I'm also mixing them up with running. I run a lot, so I'm sort of like a fast runner. I run like 8 to 9 kilometers per hour over 20 minutes. As fat burning exercise. Then a lot of fruits and vegetables. So one main meal, and I have that meal about 12 o'clock, and that's my last meal for the day. So I just pretty much have salads or double up on bananas and fruits. In the morning, flat out, I've got a smoothie. Beetroot smoothie, couple of other fruits in it, and then, just pretty much all the healthy stuff. But the trick is reduce carbs, make it even healthy carbs, low carbs. And when you can make it low carbs, then you can get fitter, and you can start to pack up and build all those muscles and build all those healthy fitness.
Nice. Wow, thank you so much for taking us through the process of what you had to do to get off this weight. And just to let everybody know what we're doing here, it's a wellness session we're having where Rufai has just shared his story of how he lost weight. And I love what you said. You talked about all the foods you've been eating. I know that there was a time where we had a conversation. You talked about suya, and you mentioned that also. You were so hooked onto suya. Sorry?
It was a big problem for me. Suya was a big problem for me. Because I was comfort eating on a lot of red meat. And my red meat. And seriously, you can I saw my heart pretty much deteriorate from my red meat. While eating red meat, my blood pressure used to be within range. So once I started the binge eating of suya about 10 years ago, I just never remained the same. So now I have down on that, pretty much so I barely have I have red meat once in a while. So now that I traveled, I had red meat, and that probably I'll have for the next 3 or 4 months. So most of the time it's mostly fish and chicken, and they're grilled and all of that. So, and before I grill the chicken, I pull out the skin. So except I have cheat weekends. Apart from that, I pretty much keep it moving afterwards.
So it's very important for people to understand that to lose weight, the first thing, because I think what helped you is you worked on your mindset. That's the first thing. Yeah. You worked on your mindset, and then you disciplined yourself by ensuring that those things that were causing the weight, the extra weight that was not needed or unhealthy weight, you took out those things. So this is just to let everyone know, if you're struggling with weight loss, you need to understand that first you have to change your mindset, and then you have to be disciplined and take out those things that cause it, And looking at Rufai now, he's he's way better, way, way better. Like you heard him, he said he feels, lighter, he feels energetic, he can do so many things. That's the good thing, about losing weight properly. So I just want you to just explain to us briefly, do you see foods differently?
Yes, I see food differently. Because you see, the interesting thing is, so since I lost weight, I've practically now experimented.
Mm.
And I saw that I can easily gain back all those weight I lost if I'm not careful. So now I'm extra careful. So I remember the first December after I lost weight, I started to push hard again. And I experimented with all the food I would normally eat. And from about 4 kg, I shot up to about 92 kg. So it's possible to gain back all again. So that's why I started being conscious of it. And I had to tell myself that, okay, so it's just restraint and this, and you can actually do it, so it got to, so, I mean, for one, so I'm gifted with a very strong mindset. Once I set my mind to something, I strive so much, and I can be very stoical in my discipline level. I strive so much. I said, okay, I'll be able to meet this deadline and all of that. Because, when they first set out the meal plan for me, they were shocked when I said, oh, I was going to do it and I was going to meet it. And I mean, people that worked on me carried health,
Yeah.
I became a poster child because they couldn't believe it. Like, because it was really a strict diet format. It was really heavy. 1 meal a day, fruits and vegetables predominantly, and all of that. So, but I wanted to do it, and I really needed to give myself that fighting chance. So the thing is, once you sleep off on that discipline threshold, on that discipline, you can easily gain everything back.
Yeah.
And most weekends, when I even overdo it, on my cheap weekends, I can see how much I pack up all the fats back. So the earlier I realize it, the better it is for me. And I have to, be on my guard. And even when I do on the cheap weekend, I know, okay, I must have to actually have detox for a day. Another thing that, so the method I used, it was deliberate. So the trick was breakfast, which was smoothies, to maintain an intermittent fasting. So pretty much I fast for 12 hours. So I don't eat anything solid up to 12. And from 12, when I eat something solid, I don't eat anything solid except from salads and veggies and all of that. Or maybe I nibble on stuff till 12 the next day. So I'm practically fasting for 12 hours. So there's a lot of intermittent fasting in it and all of that. So my main solids are around that 12 o'clock, threshold. And afterwards, it's just fasting all through, except on the cheap weekends. So once I get through the cheap weekends, once I'm back to my normal weekday grind, and some weekends I don't take my cheat weekends. So, but I've been taking them a lot in the last 1 month because most weekends I've not been around, and I probably need to be on the road, and so that's why I've been taking them a lot. So I think it's that sense of discipline and can-do spirit. But it is possible you can do it if you set your mind to it. And then there's trust better to the madness. It got to a stage I was losing so much weight they had to beg me to just keep it here.
To stop.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
So I got up to 80. I got up to 79, 80 kg.
Wow. That is so cool.
Because you got big bone. So you can pack up some more weights. And I mean, there was a time I also got up to 82, 81. So, but now I've just been stable balance, 85, 86, 84, 85, 86, 84, 87, 88 sometimes. Yeah. So I just keep this was flat out from 130, 135 at my biggest sometimes, really. Because I was really big.
Okay. Wow. Nice. So we'll go ahead, Mr. Rufai. He has talked about, changing his diet. He's talked about intermittent fasting. He's talked about exercising. These things, even certain lifestyle practices are very important to achieving weight loss. And one good thing about, weight loss is that when you go through the process, you find that even other health challenges like high blood pressure, like diabetes, some of these things you can actually reverse them, So it's
Yeah.
very important that we look into our diet. Our diet is so important. So just share with us some of the foods you ate. Can you be specific on some of the foods? I would just
Oh yeah.
like
So
us to share some of those foods. Yeah.
I mean, to knock on wood, I can tell you my 1 week diet.
Mm.
So Mondays probably I do red rice. Red rice is low carb rice, or you can, if you don't have red rice, you can do a fada, but
Mm-hmm.
smaller portion control. Do lean chicken as protein, or do fish, grilled fish. Cook your meal with your sauce with little or no oil. You can substitute your salt for iru. You can sweeten your sauce with grinded crayfish. So I don't put maggi in my food. I don't put maggi at all. Tuesday, pepper soup broth with unripe plantain. Wednesday, probably moi moi. Thursday, oatmeal with vegetable soup without oil, just a little broth oil and fish, lots of iru in it. Friday, I could do amala and ewedu with a lot of the ewedu in it. But the amala is not it's your plantain amala. Then I could do sweet potato sometimes. You can see all the meals are low carb. Sweet potatoes, then I make a sauce with aubergine, eggplants and some fish, some grilled fish and some chicken, and you just, whip a sauce together, but little or no oil in it. Then afterwards, I probably nibble on some bananas, some apples in the fridge. I do that before 6. So I don't eat any solids after I eat that, Even if I'm going to chew on stuff, maybe one handful of groundnuts. Then I put on that with my banana and then just eat my fruits. What type of oil? So I use my protein broth as oil. But sometimes if I'm going to have, it's olive oil. So I've not eaten also groundnut oil in a while. I hardly, except if I have cheat days and I go out to eat and all of that. And I've stopped restaurant food. Because restaurant food is very salty, it contains a lot of salt that you can't control. I've stopped restaurant food. If
And the
I'm to
oils
drink,
too. The oils they use in the restaurant, you don't know. Yeah, you don't know what oils they use.
Then I've stopped anything fried. I mean, fried chicken, all that, I don't eat it again. It has to be grilled. I don't eat chips again, fried chips. I'm not eating fried chips in about. So there's so many things I've let go of, I don't eat fried chips. And I've also lost taste for it, actually. So because of my diet now, if I eat out and I eat Maggi food, it becomes too salty in my mouth. Because my taste bud pretty much has changed. So I don't have taste buds for most of these things any longer. So with time, your taste buds really start to change. Yeah.
I like this point that you made. This is one thing I tell my clients when they come, my weight loss program. I tell them over time, as you train yourself, you find that those things you were used to, you don't like them anymore because your taste bud changes to a better one. You're used to the natural things. So I'm very happy you said that. And even using less oils is very important when it comes to weight loss. I tell people there's no amount of exercise you're going to do or any other thing you're going to do and you still have so much oils in your food. That is a major problem. So please, everybody watching, we have to be very careful of the cooking methods we apply when we're preparing our meals, all these things are important. The spices, the oils, they're all important. We have to take note of, all of that. So one more question, because I know you're tired.
Yeah.
One more question. What will you say is your mantra for living a wholesome life? Because what we're discussing today is basically achieving, yes, it's weight loss, but weight loss is one of the ways to live a wholesome life. So what's your mantra when it comes to living a wholesome life?
So, I mean, my greatest motivation is I want to enjoy my life in good health. I mean, I lost my dad this year, and for me, it's like being a seminal moment of learning. And when I look back, I just want to have a good health, to be able to enjoy the best things of life and enjoy the people around me. And I really want to live very long. I want to live up to my 90s, 100s. I want to live a long life because there's so much to be enjoyed, really. And because of that, I started moving close to my friends. While I was last time, I saw a friend of mine, Dr. Newton Jibuna. He turns 85 on the 1st of January. And he's still super cool. I mean, he still walks around his big gardens and all of that. So I really want to live long. And there was a time me and him went to his village in Akukwigo, up in Delta. And we saw another man walking through the streets. And the man was 92. In fact, let me show you. Then we went to meet the third person. That one said, they said that one, the man had gone to the farm. But he finally came and met us there. And he was 96. And I remember we having a full-on conversation with a 96-year-old man that went to the farm. That just came back from the farm. And he had been working the farm for like 2-3 hours. So I want to live a full-on life. I want to enjoy myself. I want to be doing push-ups when I'm 90.
Correct.
Yes, I
that's what's up.
It's possible. All right?
Very possible.
And the story of somebody really inspired me. I don't know if you know John Lalande. John Lalande used to be like a big fitness buff in America. Prior to the age of 18, he used to be, unhealthy, didn't eat well and all of that. But he just started a fitness lifestyle, and he used to still do exercise sessions till he was 90. And John Lalande used to motivate him. He was one of the first guys that really used to exercise on television and this, personal trainer thing and all of that. John Lalande was like the celebrity personal trainer. He was so successful that when he passed, they announced his obituary on the BBC. So check him out. So I just want to be super fit, and that's my motivation.
Nice. Good to hear that.
That's my mantra.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna quickly let my sister in because she was supposed to join this session. Just hold on. I'm gonna let her in real quick, and then we will round up just in case she has any questions for you. 1 second. Belema? Hello.
Hi, Rufai.
You see, you haven't seen Belema in a long time. Oh my. I know you didn't know you were coming on this live. So Belema, Rufai has said so many things. He has said a lot. Sorry, you guys should catch up. I thought you wanted to say something, Rufai.
No, where has she been? It's been a while.
Yeah. So Rufai shared with us, he shared with us his weight loss journey. He talked about how he stopped all the bad eating habits, how he started exercising. He got a meal plan from Carib Health, right? Carib Health. And and then he started exercising and, engaging in healthy practices, and he's been better off. He's breathing well because he used to have breathing problems before, but he's breathing well. So he's doing very well. So is there any question you want to ask him? Because Rufai, we need to let him, we need to do a round of this session so he can go rest. He's had a long day. Is there anything you want to chip in?
Okay, so I wanted to ask, if you could replay your life, okay, backward, what is the one thing you would have started doing very, very early in your years?
What's the one thing? So I think I should have lost the weight longer.
Oh,
I think I should have lost it longer because I was just complacent about it, and also the fact that I was so I mean, so I'll tell you guys this. I mean, you guys are family and other people should listen. So for me, it was a combination of many things. So my dad had a tumor in the spinal cord about 15 years ago. And it was really bad, So my dad had lost pain functions, it was on a catheter and all of that. So, the stress of driving back and forth, taking care of my dad that was going through all of that, constantly on the catheter, learning how to watch them change his catheter, caring for him and all that. So that's what it me. So I started looking for things that I was comfortable with. Then plus also working, building a career in media and all of that, getting very busy. So that led to comfort eating. But I think if I had known better, I should have just taken that stress out on exercise. So now that the days I'm stressed the most, those are the days I belt it out in the gym. I run it out in the gym and I try to burn more and all of that. So rather than going the way of suya to be able to comfort me and stress, I think with what I know now, I'll have just stuck to that, healthy path and, and I'm now so on that movement now that, the days I don't eat healthy, I feel dirty. Like now I feel very dirty. I mean, I can't, and that's why as I got to the house, I said, you know what, I'm having my detox tomorrow. I feel very dirty. I had a little bit of pounded yam, I had offensala. For the life of me, I tried out bakery again because I was traveling around the Munede in the car and I'd sing bakery out.
Wow.
I've had groundnuts, so I feel dirty, really. And I know once I can just have that detox tomorrow, and it cleanses my system out and all of that. So, I mean, just knowing that you can actually cleanse it all out. That's why if I know better, and I take my stress now out mostly on workout,
Very glad to hear this. Very, very glad.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, comfort eating is like something so many people do, without regret, must add, They're like, oh, I just had a breakup, so I have ice cream, oh, I just this, so I do this, but we don't really think about it, that there are other things we can actually do, to compensate. I think that's the word, to compensate for that, and not go that path. Thank you so much, Rufai.
And we just want to say we're really proud of how far you've come because looking at you then and now, there's a huge difference. You say?
Then I was done. Then flat out I was dying. I mean, if I had it that way, I could have just dropped and died. And you see, I see a lot of sudden death syndrome.
Yes.
And a lot of it's accumulative. Then I was dying. The first thing is how breathless you are when you climb the stairs.
Yes, very true. Very true.
If you're feeling very breathless for any little task, then get in the gym. You need to build that endurance, to build that lung power. And what we don't, our heart actually loves the exercise. That's the best, like you give gifts to people for
Yeah.
Christmas. The best gift you can give your heart is that exercise.
Yeah.
That 30 minutes, 20 minutes on the treadmill, that sweat out. You have no idea how soothing it is on the body. You
Very
have
true.
no idea.
Very true.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is really, I like all the things, you shared, so this thing about weight loss is very possible to achieve. It's very possible. And please, people, we started the Whole Foods Project sometime beginning of this year, beginning of this month, and it's to educate Nigerians, on eating healthy. It's so important because when you look at what's going on now in the country, you have too many health challenges, apart from weight, people having weight problems. And the truth is, if we don't take responsibility, for ourselves, we can't find those solutions. Because if you look at the medical system now, it's overburdened. It's very overburdened. And there is no proper medical infrastructure in our society to handle a lot of the diseases. So please, people, please, let's be responsible. Let's eat healthy, and please plug into the Whole Foods Project because there's so much we're sharing. We're also having a master class in December to teach people how to, cook healthy and eat healthy. I think I'll later buzz you, Rufai, on that master class so that because we're getting some guests for it. So
I could share a couple of tricks.
Sorry, say that again. We didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
Let me share one of my food hacks.
Okay.
With you, that I learned from my chef.
Mm.
When you want to make tomato sauce, tomato has got acidity. Just cut a little carrot and drop it in it. So you grind the carrot with your tomato. The carrot dampens out the acidity. Then you have it cook time, because really, while you bleach your tomatoes, you're trying to bleach out the acidity. That's why you cook. So you have a shorter time. That's why you have to cook and dry and dry and dry and dry and dry for a while. Because when you put your your tomatoes, what you're trying to bleach out the acidity.
Yeah.
So that I learned from my health. So sometimes I just cut carrot and throw it in the tomato, and it's grinded together.
Nice.
Wow. Like that.
Wow. Thanks for sharing that.
How to make Maggi-less food, because Maggi is a killer.
It is.
Salt in it. It's just a killer.
And Maggi people not come after us. So.
Sorry.
But you're right.
Food. Yeah.
But you're right. Salty seasonings are killers. There are so many brands out there.
When you see the salty seasoning, go check the constituent of the salt in it, and people still add salt to it. So it's a killer. So rather than use natural spices, grind that ginger, grind garlic, drop some bay leaf, organic flavoring, use thyme, use coriander, use parsley.
Exactly.
That's all.
The food will taste delicious. Yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious. Tastes better.
Yeah.
People just somehow settled into the quick fixes, It's like when you talk about balancing the acidity, that those are like the principles. People need to know the principles of whatever, foods they're dealing with, and know how long should we be on the fire for? How long do you want to be cooking this for? At what point is that food actually dead? At what point is it actually dead?
Yeah, you're correct. So before I lost all of this, so my dad, I think I still have the book. My dad bought a book in 1981 from Pittsburgh. It was written by a black guy called Madubati or something. And the guy was talking as a 1981 then that make only 30% of your food in a day cooked food.
Wow, really, 1981. Wow.
Yeah. And it was,
And,
you know, it was,
and that's actually a living truth.
yeah. And today, my cooked meal in a day is only about 20%. Because morning, I wake up, I drink a smoothie. That smoothie,
Exactly.
I have that cooked meal by 12. The
Mm.
rest in bananas, fruits, you know,
Exactly.
salads.
Mm.
So my
Exactly.
meal, the cooked components, about 20%. And I only have one meal a day.
Mm.
So it's so bad now that I can't have two. If I have 2 square meals a day, I feel bloated.
Mm.
One meal, lots of fruits, lots of vegetables. I'm
Mm.
good.
And that's why you know, and really, guys, like if you try this thing, it's everybody's body has that reaction. Like what Rufai is talking about. As in, I
Yeah.
totally what's the word? I can totally relate, you know. When you start eating healthy, when you start living healthy, when your body is clean, whenever you put stuff inside your body that is really not food, okay, you will feel it. You will feel that dirty feeling. You will feel
You're correct.
morbid.
You know, since I started this diet, a lot of people say, Rufai, what cream do you use? God sees my heart. I don't.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
Skin
what I
glows. You know?
Yeah.
Your
I
skin
just go
glows.
from it. I don't apply any cream.
Any cream.
In fact, so I do it to the extreme.
Yeah.
That I use organic black soap to have my bath, and I just use that alone. I have my shower with probably because now I have to keep my hair because my face has shrunk. So and they say, okay, if I take off my hair, I'll look like a 6-year-old, and I don't. I mean, I look like a 10 already, and I don't want to be 6-year-old. So that's why I have to keep my hair. But the only probably thing I'll use is shea butter hair.
Yes.
So once I use shea butter on my hair, that's it. So
Yes.
definitely the green from within. So for everybody out there that's going to use bleaching cream, eat healthy.
Exactly.
You have an inner bleach. You have an inner
Yeah.
glow. Your skin will normally glow. It will be supple. It will have a lot of water content.
Exactly. When you're well hydrated.
Yeah, well hydrated.
Wow. Rufai, thank you so much for all that you shared. So we've heard our guests. You know, this thing is not rocket science. Once you switch to a wholesome lifestyle, you know, there are just endless benefits. Endless benefits. Your body glows, you sleep better, you feel better, you can think straight, you can multitask. You know, if you have health challenges, they reverse. You know.
Yeah.
So please, let's all learn what it takes to live a wholesome life. And does anybody have questions? Because we're going to round up now. I can see Carib Health. Shout out to Carib Health. I can see them here. If anybody has any question, please just drop it in before we round up, because our guest needs to get some rest. Okay, so we just want to say once again, we've been talking about the Whole Foods lifestyle. This is a campaign we started beginning of this month, and we want everybody to plug in. There is so much that we've been doing. We have some partners for this campaign. We have Carib Health, we have iFitness, we have Innovate, we have Aso Farms, and we have Ope Farms. So we've all, you know, all these healthy brands have come together, you know, to showcase different things, to make people know that, look, it is very possible for people to live a wholesome lifestyle. So please, if you want to know more about this, just kindly follow me. That's at Boma's Wellness, so that you'll be updated and so that you can also plug in to this campaign. And also, we're having a Whole Foods Masterclass, which is going to be from the 16th to the 18th. So if you want to know more, you can DM me. Or you can also check out the ads that, you know, we've been running, you know, to know more about it. All right, people. Thank you so much, Rufai. It was great having you. Do you have one more thing you want to say before we we round up this session before we go.
I love you all. That's all I have to say.
Oh, we love you too.
Love you, Rufai.
Yes, love you, Rufai. And please keep up the healthy eating lifestyle.
Yeah.
Keep it up. Keep it up. Keep it up. Thank you so much. Yeah,
Bye-bye,
God bless you. Take care. And thanks so much. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Take care. Bye. Bye, everyone.